Welcome back to my channel. Thank you to my subscribers and welcome the newcomers. I hope you like what you see, and if you do, please do subscribe. Give those thumbs up. It's important to circulate the video. And don't forget to hit the bell notification for new uploads. So today we're going to create this beautiful pattern that I've been working on already for quite some time. And I'm just getting around to it to finish it up because I had no more of the white 4-ply and I had to wait for the shipment to come in. So I finally did receive it. I'm sure that you've seen some publications of these round circles, and I had them all stacked up waiting to finish up with this table runner. Now I'm going to leave in the description box the link to the pattern. If you want to create this pattern with it, you can use different types of pattern to do these circles, to apply them, or you can use this pattern itself. I'm sure you've seen this triangle one too, so I'll leave the description box below. And I will also leave in the description box the link to the circles if you want to create this table runner. So it's very simple but touchy, let's say, because each one has a different size of stitch. Your stitch could be tighter, your stitch could be looser. So it's a little bit tricky to add them onto the pattern. Sometimes it's too crumpled up, sometimes it's too wide up. So you have to play around with the circle to see whereabouts you are going to add them onto the pattern. So you always have to lay it out and lay out your circle, you know, next to it to see more or less where you're going to attach it, because some I have one space separation, which is not too bad. So I have one space separation on the top one here on the edges, but it could be possible that you could end up with 2 space separation if your stitch is too tight. If it's too wide, then you could do 1, obviously. And I have it attached in 3 loops on the sides here. Okay, so you'll see as I'm going. So hopefully your stitch will match up more or less to mine, so you don't have a hard time applying these circles on, because it can be a little bit tricky. Now, at first I was thinking to do, you know, then here I have 4 circles at the edge, and then I was going to do 3 and then 2 and then 1. But I have so many table runners that have those triangle edges, so I decided just to leave it as a square with 4 circles up top, and I don't know how many yet it's going to take. But anyway, on my pattern, my triangle pattern, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I have 5 triangles for this size, but you can go longer or you can go shorter. The choice is up to you. This is 100% cotton thread. This is Portuguese thread, which I will also leave the link below if you're interested on these threads, because a lot of people ask me about it. This is here in Europe, in Portugal, so I will leave the lady's info that sells them. You can contact her directly and find out prices and whatever. These are big 1 kilo cones. I'll show you here. So there's a lot of production with the 1 kilo cones, and this is soft cotton, so it's wonderful to work with. I'm using needle number 3 and a small one to tuck up edges, and also you'll need a scissor. Okay, and I alternated the colors of my circles. Example, I have multicolored yellow in the center here, and this one is just pure yellow. And then I did 1 row here of yellow so they can all match up. And I'm doing 1 dark, 1 light, 1 dark, 1 light, except for the edges, because I want to keep the dark ones on both corners. So I put 2 light ones in the middle. But you can play with the colors. I have another example if you wanted to do in the multicolored. This is burgundy, so you could have used burgundy instead. So you can play around with the colors as you like. And I think that covers pretty much it for everything. So we're going to get started. I've done this corner, and I'm just going to show you how we're going to apply on this corner. So since I'm using the corners of dark colors, I'm going to use this dark. Yeah, well, this dark, the complete yellow. So my green also is a 4-ply. So we're going to get started on this. So we're going to pretty much do a turn, slip, stitch, knot. Okay, so thank you again, everybody. Please do share my work and tag me if you are creating it. Make the channel be recognized for what it is. Thank you so much, everyone. Okay, so pretty much once you, and by the way, when you're doing these circles, I suggest that you do all the circles the color you want first before you finish the last row. Do your white also. It's the last row, the green, that you should keep for last because that's the one you're attaching into the pattern. So create all your circles and the white also, like here. And then on the last row, we are going to add the green. So you pretty much would go into the space that separates the three groups. As you will see, once you create these circles, then you'll know what I'm saying. But the last row is 3 inside of the square here. And we're going to do 3 chains. So 1, trying to hide my thread at the same time, 2, and 3. We're going to go into the next space in between, so we fall right where the double crochet is, and we're going to close it in with a single. 1, 2, and 3. And again, we go in between the space here and close it in with a single. I'm going to do just a few like this just to get me going before I start attaching. 1, 2, and 3. Now, whatever you're doing on this side, you know that you're going to have to do on the other side of the pattern. That's why I've already started that side. I had to break my head a little bit with it and then come here to do this one on the tutorial for you. You can play with this pattern as you like. So do a couple because this is the edge one. Now, doing the edge, we are going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 chain. Okay, so we're doing 5 chain. Get a little bit closer. Right on the first one here where we have our double crochet on the edge, we're going to come right between it, back to back. We're going to close it in with single. Now you're going to work this little chain here. You're going to go back for space one, counting from here, 1, 2, 3, and the 4th space. We're going to do a single crochet. Next space, single crochet, that's 2. Next space, single crochet, that's 3. And the next space, single crochet, that's 4. We're pretty much creating, see if I can show you this loop here, if you can see it. Okay, so we did the 4 double crochet. We're going to do 1 chain, and we're skipping to the next squares here and do single. So we pretty much have our corner here attached like this. Okay, now we are going to 1, 2, and 3 chain. We're coming into the next. Okay, and remember, you always have to try to lay out to make sure that you have it properly on there. Now let me just count here. I always have to look at it. So 2. I'm going to have to skip 2. 1, 2. No, is it? No, I was already going to make a mistake. Okay, so you leave it at that. You finish all your other 1, 2, and 3. You do all the way around your chain, and you go in between squares here, with single. Okay, so next square here, always fall where the double crochets are. 1, 2, 3 chain, and close it up with single on the next square. 1, 2, and 3, and close it up with single. So you're going to do that all the way around, and you're going to cut your thread once you finish here and tidy up. Okay, so I pretty much finished doing this one. Is alone like that, so don't bother with it anymore. And now we go into the second one, which is the multicolored one. And again, turn once, slip stitch knot, and then you go into your any place in the squares. Try to hide my thread while I'm at it. So we're going to go up 1, 2, and 3. Come into the next space, close it in with single, and then 1, 2, and 3. Come into the next space, close it up with single, and whatever you have left over of thread, and you can just cut it up. So we're just going to do a few again like this. 3 chain into the next space, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so now we're going to skip one space. Yes, one space. So we're going to skip one space here, and we're going to attach it into the next 3. Okay, so you'd count 1, 2, 3. On the 4th one, you start attaching. So you do 1 chain, 1, 2, 3. On the 4th one, I hope I got this right. 1, 2, and 3. Yes, I believe so. And 1 chain again. So you attach it with single, you do 1 chain again, you come into the next square there, 1 chain, come and grab the next loop on the other, and 1 chain again, close it in with single on the next square, 1 chain. So you have 1 more attachment to do, 1 chain, and come and close it on the other. So you're going to have it like that. So you're going to have 1, 2, 3 attachments, and 1 stays out from the chain corner one. Okay, so we're going to skip 1 space. Hopefully you'll have the same size and do the same. If not, you have to skip 2 spaces depending upon your stitch. Don't stress about it, just go with the flow. Okay, so then again, we're going to skip one space here. I just have to see how I did it because I had to play with it quite a bit. And you do your, okay, after you've done your single, you do 1 chain. Now, you always have to, actually, I think it's more than that. Yes, it's more than that, it's 2. Okay, we need to skip 2 on this one. Okay, so your second one, we're skipping 2. We don't pay attention to the corner one. 2, 3 chain. Come into the next space. Okay, so now we have 2. Now, if you lie it out properly, try to, okay, because this corner one is going to stay here to be attached to the other ones. Now, you see where we have the middle here? Try to move the camera here a bit. So we're going to count 3 space back. 1, 2, 3. Between the 3 and the 4, we're going to come in. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Between the 3 and the 4, we're going to come in and attach this onto it with a single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have to give it 1 chain first. Sorry, give it 1 chain first after you've done your chain there. 1, 2, 3, and between the 3 and 4. So you close it in with single, 1 chain. You come into the next one, and you close it with single. 1, 2, and a 3. Going to the next space, like that. Just show you, because I know it can get tricky. So you see, you skip 1, 2, 3. So in between the 3 and 4, you close it in with single. Now we need to do the same thing here. We're going to attach it. We're going to count 1, 2, and 3. We're going to attach it here between these two. So we need to leave, I believe it's 2 out. No, it's 1 out. Okay. So again, 1 chain. And we're going to do back to back and do 1, 2 on the third space. We're going to come right in the middle and close it in with a single. Now if you stretch it out, you see that, just pull my string out so you see what's happening here. Okay, so we left 2 space here, and on this side we left 1 space only. Yeah, okay. So then you attach it here. You do your 1 space 3 chain here, and when you're going to start the next one, you do 1 chain, you attach it. Now we're going to do 1 chain and close it up. A little bit more closer. So we're going to do 1 chain, and we're going to come and close it on the next one like that. Okay, now we are going to go into the center. So in order to go to the center, we are going to skip 1 only again. So 1, 2, and 3, going to the next space. So we're going to skip 1 space, 1 chain. Now this time we are going, see if I got this right, because I have to make sure that this is okay. It can be tricky, let me tell you that. To the middle. Just bear with me, because sometimes, like I said, it can be tricky. So we have to go into the middle there. Okay, so we're gonna skip 1, and we're gonna do the 5 chain again. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, of course, the other side, because it's our first row of when we started the pattern, it's a little bit tighter, right? So now we need to, in the middle of, we have the middle of the 2 sides, right? Which is the 1 stitch only. So we're gonna come in the middle, we're gonna close this in with single. I hope it's not too, because I mean, worst case scenario, if it was too crumpy, then we would have done 1 more of the stitch, but I think it's fine. Okay, so now we are going to come and count 1, 2, 3, 4, exactly what we did on the first one. So we got to do singles, 4 singles along this chain here. So that's 2, 3, and 4, and 1 chain, and we go and close it into the next space. 1, 2, 3, and into the next space. Now, you know that you pretty much attached it here, so the next attachment will be, let me just back off the camera a bit. So we know that the next attachment is going to be the next square. Okay, so basically you're going to have these two attachments here. So we just finished doing this attachment, and now the next square we're going to attach it on here, here, and here, right? Okay, so finish up the rest of your 3 chain and close it in here. Cut your thread and tuck in all your loose spaces, and we start the next circle. Okay, you guys, so let's recap that again, because I don't want you to get frustrated. God knows it can be frustrating. So we did our corner with 5 chain. We counted 4 singles and started doing singles. So we do 4 singles on the chain. We do 1 chain, we come over. And then we skip. We do 1, we leave 1 out. And we do no, it's 2, sorry. We do 2 and we attach on the second one, okay? So get you a little bit more of a close-up. So we leave 1 out, we've attached it on the second one. Actually, we don't attach nothing here because this is the first one we leave out. So just do all your circles. Now on the second one that we do, we leave 1 out. So we count 1, 2, 3. On the 4th one, you attach your first attachment, and then 1 chain, you attach on the second one, and then so you have 1, 2, 3. You attach all 3, and you're going to have 1 space out, and then you're going to do 2 loops here. You're going to attach it on the 3rd one. You're going to attach it from the 3rd space on the middle square. So 1, 2, 3, between the 3rd and the 4th, you're going to attach it with a single. You do 1 chain, you come over to the next square. You skip 1 loop, you do 3 chain, close it in with single, and you attach it 1 chain, and you attach it again on the 3rd space here. So I really just want you to look at it, and then you can calculate yourself how you're going to work this out, okay? If you need to do more spaces here, then you do it depending upon your, or even here it could be two spaces instead of 1, depending upon your stitch. Just play with it. And then again, we're going to skip here, and we're going to come directly into the center of the pattern, which is this here, okay? And close it in. We do the 5 chain, we did the 4 singles on the chain, and then we just close it in. Now we're going to do the next one. So again, the same thing. Close it in with slip stitch. Do a few loops on here with 3 chain. Okay, do the first single. And then chain. We have to do 3 chains. So I'm trying to hide my thread at the same time. 1, 2. Kind of tricky to hide your thread, isn't it? But we got to do it. Okay, then we come into the next space, close it with single. So we're just gonna do a few loops, 1, 2, 3, just to get us started. And we'll cut off the excess thread after 2, 3. Continue doing a few, like 3 or 4 loops. Will make it easier on you. 1, 2, 3. It's much easier to do the sides than this edge here. Okay. So let me just check. So we're going to count the same way again. Skip 1. So basically, turn your, if it makes it easier, you turn your pattern this way. So we're going to count 1, 2, 3. On the 4th one, we're going to do 1 chain, 1, 2, 3. On the 4th one, we're going to attach. Did I grab the right one? No, I didn't. Okay. I did not grab the right one. I have to grab is a multicolored one like the other side. Thank God I looked ahead, because I have two multicolored ones in the middle. I want the darker ones to be on the outside. Okay, so we pretty much restart again, single, and do 3 chain, trying to hide our thread, 2 and 3. We're going to come and close it in on the next space with single, 1, 2, and 3. Close it in again, 1, 2, and 3. And again, 1, 2, 3 chain, next space, 1, 2, 3 chain. So you do just a few of them, like 4 or 5 of them. Okay, so we're going to recount again. 1, 2, 3 on the 4th one. Whoops, got to give it 1 chain here. 1 chain. And close it in with single. 1 chain. And come into the next space, close with single. 1, 2, 3. Now we're still closing. Okay, 1 chain. Into the next space, close it with single, 1 chain, and we have 1 more, 1 chain, and again, so we're going to close it 3 times, 1 chain, and into the next space. Like that. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. So if you count from here, 1, 2, 3 on the 4th one. Okay, and now we're going to skip 1. We're going to do 1 like here, and we're going to come and do our 5 chain into this one here, into the middle also. So 1, 2, 3, and to the next. Okay, so I need to see. So it's 2. 1, 2, and 3. Yes, it's 2 space, because now we're going to do, you have 1, 2 space, okay, because you have 1, 2 space there too. Now we're going to do the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 chain. And you see where we have this one? We're going to go and attach it on there too with a single. Now we got to do, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to do our 4 single crochet on the chain. 1, 2, 3, and your 4th. And you're going to do 1 chain, and you're going to skip to the other side. Okay, and then 1, 2, and 3. 3 chain. Okay, so I'm just going to show you. So we have 1, 2, 1, 2, and then we have it attached on the 3rd one here. Okay, and this is how it's going to be. Now, again, whatever we're doing here, we have to do it on this side. This is the middle, right? So what we just finished doing here with this one, we got to do it here. So you know that you're going to have to attach it again. 1, 2, 3, between the 3 and the 4th from the square here in the center, which is the same thing as here. We need to attach it here, so we need to attach it here. And then we need to attach it 1, 2, 3 between the 4th and the 5th, because it has to be exactly the same way here onto here. So whatever we do there, we need to do here. So again, we have 1 chain separation, and we're going to have 1 chain separation there too. I know it can be tricky, but it is what it is. Okay, so if you turn it facing you, 1 chain. Now if you see if it's pulling too much, then you need to give it another chain, you know that. So we're going to try this, see if it works out. If it does, fine. If it doesn't, so we're going to go on between the 3rd and the 4th space. 1 chain, come back down and close it on here. So it worked out just fine for me. Let me just back it up. Okay, so we have 1 separation here, and I have 1 separation there. Okay, so now you know that you're going to have to do 1 separation, which is going to be the 1 separation, and we're going to have to come on the 3rd one here between the 3 and the 4th to close it in. So 1, 2, and 3, close it in, and then 1 chain. So 1 chain. Now we got to count from the hole here in the middle, the square, 1, 2, and 3. So between the 3 and the 4th, just like we did on the other side, 1 chain separation, and close it in, 1, 2, and 3, and into the next space. Now, and we have 2 separation here, so we're going to have to do 2 separation here. So we have 1 already, 2, and now 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, because we need to do the corner. I'll show you once I've attached it. So we're going to go right on the corner and single. We need to work the 4 double crochets, 4 singles, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 chain, and we're going to close it right here. And you know the rest is going to be chain all around the circle. 3 chain, and close it in between with single. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. And 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and then tuck everything in. Okay. Let me just pull away like that. So now we have our 3 patterns, and now I'm going to add the last one with color. I'm just going to cut a few pieces of the thread I see here and there. to tuck this one just because I don't like to have to come back to it at the end. And I also like to knot all my patterns, so I always give it a knot before closing in on anything. So give it a nice knot, a nice pull, and you should be good to go, and go through some of the other loops, just a few more, like that, and then you're okay. Okay, so now we're going to go to the corner one, which is very simple. It's just one attachment and on here. So the hard part was only this middle here. The rest is a piece of cake. Okay. Let's get you a close-up again. So we're going to go into any little square here. And we're going to do the 3 chain, trying to hide our thread already. Okay, come into the next space. Sometimes to have nice things, you got to put a little bit more hard work in it, but it pays off in the end when it's gorgeous pattern, especially if you're selling it. You know, it's not going to be a cheap price either. You know, it's not just given away after so much stitching and so much hard work. So you do a few of them. 3 chain separation, or even if you're making it as a gift, well, it's not a cheap gift either. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Now I do a little bit more here because this is the corner one. It's not going to take so many attachment. Okay, so I've done a few more here. Now we're going to come to the corner, and you already can see from the attachment on this corner, so you know you have, anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you know you have to run your 4th one from here. 1, 2, 3 on the 4th one. It's my neighbor oops, I gotta give it 1 chain. It's my neighbor starting construction again. 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3 on the, good God, it keeps slipping out of my hands. 1 chain. So you close it with single, you do 1 chain, you come into the next. And you do 1 chain, you come into the next, 1 chain, close it into the next, 1 chain, 1 chain, One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. On the 8 book. Okay. So now we're gonna do. I have, I believe, 2 separation. 1, 2, and 3. And here. Stretch it out and make sure that you have it properly. One, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Just want to make sure that it's okay. We're going to go over one more. So it was 2 separation like the other side, but sometimes, you know, depending upon the stitch, so you got to play with the pattern. Don't frustrate yourself with it. Just go with the flow. Always lie it down, see if it works out. So I got 1, 2 separation. Okay, so 1 chain. I should be good now. And back into the corner 1. 1 chain. And then you finish doing all your other loops all around the circle with 3 chain. So I'm going to do mine and come back. Actually, I was closing it in with a single, and it's not. It's the 5 stitch. Sorry, people. Okay, so you close it. You leave 2. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I was closing in with a single. That wasn't smart. So we do our chain, and then we do our singles, our 4 singles on the chain. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 chain, and then go into the next one. 1, 2, and 3. I'm just gonna stretch it out, make sure that there's no mistake on here. Okay, that's more like it. So that's the way it is. Okay, so we have 1 skipped, and we have it tied up on the second one over here. So we have the 3, 1 skip, 1 skip. Same thing on this side, 1 skip and attached. And now we continue to do our chains all around, and close your thread, because then we're going on the sides and attaching the side. Okay, you guys, so we're gonna do the attachment on the sides now. From here. So much easier than the edges. So we're gonna do our slip stitch single. Go up our 3 chain, trying to cover the thread here into the next space. Close it up with single. And do a few of the chains here just to get a good head start on it. 1, 2, 3. Sorry about the construction people. Neighbors are constructing, building something. I have no idea. Okay, so now we're going to count again. And just confirm here with this side. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. So on your 4th one, so 1, 2, 3. On the 4th one, we're going to do back to back. Oops, I always forget to do that 1 chain. You have to do that 1 chain in order to get the right size of 3 chain stitch, okay? And then 1 chain. Into the next one. We're going to attach it on the 3 places also. Come down. Close it with single, 1 chain, and then your last attachment here, 1 chain, come down, okay, and then we're going to skip 1 space like we have here. We have that space skipped. So we are going to skip one or two. Let me just check here, just to make sure we have the right amount. So this one's already done. So we skip one, and we're going to do our chain. And then we skip one again, and we're going to attach it. I'll let you know where. So we need to do our 1 space, 2, 3. There it is. So you skip one. Now you're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you're going to come right into the corner where the other 5 is. Close with single. We're going to work our single crochets on the chain stitch. 4 singles. 1, 2, 3, and your last one, and 1 chain. Skip to the other. So as you see here, we skipped 1, and now you see where we have the 2 double crochets. Let me just turn my camera a bit, sometimes it's tricky. The 2 double crochets. Okay, so we're going to do 1 space, and then on the second one we're going to close it just before the 2 chain right here. Okay, so from the corner it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th row from the corner. Okay, so I'm going to skip 1 space, 1, 2, and 3, 1 chain, and turn it to the side because it will be easier to see it from the side also. So we're gonna tie it up right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 on your 5th row from the pattern. We're gonna tie it up, 1 chain, and we're gonna come and close it in. We're gonna do 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So just get this. There's not that much space here. I know. Back it up a bit. Okay. So now we've closed here. Now we need to come and close it. Show you here. So pretty much we've closed on the 5th one. Okay, well actually it's probably better this way. So we've closed it on the 5th one, and here's our square, like our square here. Okay, we're gonna skip 1, which is where the two chains are, which is these 2 chains. I'm gonna get this out of the way. We're gonna skip this one, and we're going right into the next one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On your 7th row, we're going to attach it again. Okay, so skip 1. One chain, and right after the square here, let me get you close up. I always have to play with the camera here. So right after the square here where the 2 chains are, we're going right beside it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on your 7th row from the pattern. We're going to close in again and go into the next space. Okay, so you see we skipped one and we skipped this one. Now we're gonna do, let me show you here. So we've done these two. Now we need to attach the 5 chain again. So we're gonna skip one again. And we're going to, from where we attached it, 1, 2, 3, on the 4th row again, which this is the middle of the pattern, where we have 1 from the triangle. Okay, so from where we attached the 7th row from the corner, 8, 9, 10, 11th row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11th row. So we're going to attach it again on the 11th row. So counting from the corner, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11th row, which is the middle, actually the end of the triangle. There's one only there. Okay, so we're going to do 5 chain. We gotta first do our space here. 3 chain. Okay, we did our 1 space, and now 5 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna come right on the 11th row from the beginning of the pattern and do our 5. And then the rest is all repeated. There's nothing to it. Once you get this first one going, then all you have to do is just copy the rest of the other ones. 1 chain and close it in. One, two, three. Just get this out of the way a bit so I can show you. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Right into the middle here. Okay, so I can show you more comfortable this way. Let me just back it up. Okay, so you see how you're going to have your 5 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. On the 5th space you attach, you skip the 6th. On the 7th you attach, you skip the 8, you skip the 9, you skip the 10, and you attach it on the 11th, and you close it in. Now the rest of the other ones, because this is one triangle, they're done the same way. So all you have to do is copy the same way. So you know you came from the corner, and you have your two here, like the ones here. So you know you have to do before your 2, right? Your 2 double crochet. So you know you have to attach it before, because we have the 2 double crochet. We attached it before. We skip the 2 double crochet, which is the one here, and we attach it right next to it. So we're going to attach it here. So all you have to do is copy, really. 1, 2, 3. So we skip 3 rows after attaching here. So 1, 2, 3, and you know you're going to attach it here, which is exactly where we have that one that separates the triangles, right? So I'm going to attach it here. So basically all you have to do is copy, see, the first ones that are put in. Okay, so I'm going to continue mine. And again, when you're starting from here, you know that you need to, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do the 5 chain here. Okay, so I'll just go over it with you. just another time. And then you're on your own, because this is very simple. I think the hardest was just the edge to get it all together, but once the edge was put in, then everything else goes with the flow. And a lot of little pieces of thread here and there that we have to clean up. So I'm just going to tidy up over here with a knot, because I don't want my patterns to fall apart anywhere. So I'm going to prepare another circle and show you again one more time, so you don't get worried that you're not getting it, or I don't want you to stress out over it. It's just the first ones that you have to really add on. You have to see which best fits your stitch, So I'll be right back. So we're gonna go through it one more time, and then all you have to do is just copy pretty much everything. Okay, so we had this one already on, so we're just gonna add a few more of this here, just to get us started on the circle here. 2, and try to hide your thread as much as you can. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so you're going to count 1, 2, 3 on the fourth one. 1, 2, not counting from the 5 stitch. 1, 2, 3. On the fourth one, we're going to close it in with single. Give it 1 chain. Get you a little bit closer. And come to the next one. 1 chain, close it in next space. 1 chain, next space, 1 chain, and last space. So that's 3 closed in. I think I did on the same space. Yes. Not good on the same space. You have to be careful too, because it can happen. Okay, 1 chain and next space again. God knows how many times I've worked this pattern over and over and over. Like, you don't understand to get this edge together. Okay, so again, we are going to copy exactly the same thing from here, right? So now we're gonna do 1 space, 1, 2, 3. So nothing to it. The rest is all copy, and you're all good. So we have 1 space here. We know that the next one we need to do the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chain. We also know that we need to put it where the 5 chain is. So here. We also need to do the 4 singles on the chain. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 chain, come to next space. So now we've done the chain, right? So now we need to come not where the 2 or the square, but right before. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 on your 5th space. So we know, and we need to have 1 space here. So 1, 2, 3, 1 chain. Everything's like falling apart over here. Okay, so we have the 2 chain here, the 2 double crochet, I should say. So we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If you're counting from the one that has the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we know we got to do on the fifth one here 1 chain. Next space we need to do 1, 2, 3, 1 for space. So we're going to have a space in the middle, 1 chain. So we've skipped one here and went on the next one, right? Where the 2 double crochets are. Next one. So here's the 2 double crochets. We know we have to go on the next one. So pretty much all we have to do now is copy. It was only hard to get the beginning a little bit. I mean, it wasn't the end of the world, but okay. So we know we need 1 space here for sure, because there's always at least 1 space between all of them. So we got, okay, and now we need to count 1, 2, 3 space again. So 1, 2, 3 space. So on your third, 1, 2, 3, on your fourth, I should say. Sorry about that. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 on the fourth. Miscalculated. So 1 chain on the fourth. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So on the fourth, which is going to be, we have to do the 5 chains, sorry. 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have to do exactly the same way as we did here. And then come in and close it with single. Like that. And fourth one in 1 chain. And we're going to close it in here. 1, 2, 3. Just going to get a few of them out of the way. 1, 2, 3. Just so you can see. 1, 2, 3. Like that. Let me just pull the camera out a bit so you can see what's happening here. So basically we are just going to copy the same way right from the start and continue with the rest down. Now this side, you know that you have to do exactly the same thing as we just finished doing on this side. So not complicated. At least we got that together. Once you get that together, the rest is pretty simple already on. Okay. So I'm going to finish up with my pattern, and I will have pictures and a little video at the end to display it. I hope you enjoy this tutorial. I'll have both links down, the centerpiece and the circles. And please, if you find it's too fast for you, there's 3 little dots right up top. Click on it, go to settings, slow down the video, and replay it several times and take notes before you even get to it, because trust me, you will get frustrated if you don't. I did, so I have to admit that, until I got the hang of it to place them properly. So thank you so much, everybody, again, and leave your comments. Let me know how it went if you're creating it, and if you need any help, please don't hesitate. Just email me or leave a comment on the comment section. Thank you, everyone, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Take care. Bye-bye.